Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy 88% here, back for another Recruit and Build highlight here on the channel. This stream went on yesterday, and I have to say that I only realized that the audio, that my microphone was not connected. Well, it was connected to my PC, but the thing is, when I got back onto the OBS, it doesn't recognize it immediately because it was on another port of my another USB port, and it didn't recognize it, and I didn't notice it ever because I normally don't have that problem, but this time I did. So I did not speak, even though I was speaking a lot, as you know I do in my streams. So that is very unfortunate, especially because this team had me very excited, and you know, I just wanted to have something there, you know. It's very unfortunate. I will probably, by probably I mean I will have some voiceover the battles for this video. Very unfortunate for the stream because I was replying to people and as well, and people, well, I didn't know, but people did not hear my reply, and I only noticed it as I got to record this part of the video. So I'm very sorry for that. I'll pay more attention to that in future streams. And yeah, let's just get right onto the team. So this time, this was going to be our last, well, this was our last stream before the season ends. Didn't really want to do anything on the last day. So we went to recruit a Pokemon, and I got Torterra. I decided to make a Shell Smash Torterra team because I figured, well, the Poltegeist went so well with the Shell Smash, so I decided to go with Torterra because it's also very strong, and honestly it's one of my favorite Pokemon as well, and I honestly was very excited to use it. I was debating a bit on which Pokemon I should use because we had some good picks there, but I did decide to go with Torterra. It's naturally bulky, it's very strong. We're running Earthquake, Rock Slide, Shell Smash, and Protect, of course. We have White Herb because we don't want the defense drops to stay onto him, but we have to be careful around Intimidate, of course. The training that we have here on Torterra is enough to live a fully powered last respects from Basculegion, so 150 base power last respects, and a wave crash, of course, from max attack, adamant, Basculegion, and adaptability. I should have said adaptability as well here on my team notes. And the speed that we have, it outspeeds Mega Arrow after Shell Smash or Tailwind, which is honestly the most important speed tier for this Pokemon. Since we want to outspeed everything, we need to be as fast as possible, which takes a lot of investment into speed, of course, but it is what it is. Running Earthquake because it's the best stab and best move for Torterra here, but of course it hits also your partner, so we have to be careful about that. As you will see on the remainder of the team, we are very careful about that. We have Rock Slide to hit the flying types, and honestly, ground and rock coverage is also always amazing. And Protect, since this will be such a big threat after a Shell Smash that people will want to always target it, and we want to be careful about that. We want to protect ourselves. Then we next, I really wanted to follow me Pokemon, and I wanted to finally use this Pokemon that has follow me and is a flying type, which is Mega Clefable. I've been wanting to use it so much in this regulation, and I figured this is the last time I'll do a Champions live, so I might as well do this. Of course, we're running Follow Me on Mega Clefable here. Follow Me, Moonblast, Icy Wind, and we have Life Dew, but I think if you're going to use this team, you'd be better off with Helping Hand, honestly. I always loved using Helping Hand. I didn't fit it on any other Pokemon, so I decided I think it's better to have Helping Hand, even though I do have Life Dew here, because I only noticed that I needed to change that on the last on the last battle. So yeah, helping hand would be better. Icy Wind to do some speed control, of course. I don't have that much speed control on this team, so Icy Wind is an option, at least, for that. Moonblast is just strong, and Mega Clefable is actually pretty strong as well, so it fits. It fits the combo, I think. And honestly, I'm really in love with this Mega. I think it's very good after this live. I have no doubts. I don't know why people don't use it anymore or more, but I kind of get it because it does take your Mega Slot. So going with the support Pokemon for your Mega Slot is never the best thing, and you might just use regular Clefable. But the flying type here was very important because we wanted something off the ground to be immune to Torterra's Earthquake, of course. We trained it, sorry, I was going to say EV'd it, because it's what we said before, enough to live also an attack from fully powered Last Respects from Basculegion, and the Wave Crash as well. We live a timid max special attack Sludge Bomb from Mega Gengar, and a modest max special attack Light of Ruin from Mega Floette. I decided to, and it doesn't even need that much investment from what you see onto those. We are running Modest Nature as well, so it is pretty strong. And we also outspeed Rotom if they're -1, and regular Arrow and Tailwind, of course. In -1, speed tiers matter here because we do have Icy Wind. It also mattered when we had Electro Web on Rotom, for example, but yeah, that's just the speed tier I wanted to hit and to cover with Mega Clefable here. And yeah, as you can see, it's very bulky, very strong. It lives hits that it shouldn't really be able to do. And it's just strong, and Follow Me is so good on this Pokemon. As you will see, it's been very, very good, in my opinion. Then we have Paldean Tauros, the Aqua version, because I wanted to start finishing up the Fire, Water, Grass core of the team, even though we don't have a Grass type move, but I guess I should have talked about that before, but I debated running Giga Drain on Torterra because we do get a +2 onto the special attack, and we could then Giga Drain to get back up, do a lot of damage instead of Protect, of course, and heal up. But I decided to go against it because Protect is very essential for a Pokemon like this that sets up and has a big target on its head. So I decided to go with not Giga Drain, even though that would have been very fun and very strong because of the +2 special attacks as well. But back to Tauros here, I wanted some more support, but unfortunately, as you know, Tauros is not the best support Pokemon. So I decided to go just 3 attacks, Protect, Focus Sash, and Intimidate. The main thing I wanted was Intimidate, and I chose Tauros because I chose a different fire type that doesn't have Intimidate for this team. And honestly, I was so glad that I did pick that fire type, and I had to change the water type that I had because the fire type is totally worth it. But Tauros here was also pretty good in this live. Having a Focus Sash and being able to deal as much damage as Tauros does is very good. Aqua Jet to clear some threats as well is also very, very nice. Intimidate was also very helpful, of course. It helps set up the scenario, the path for Torterra to set up, right? Because it takes less damage even to Clefable to Follow Me, and Protect Torterra taking even less damage is much better, right? But yeah, running Raging Bull, Close Combat, Aqua Jet, and Protect. Aqua Jet, of course, to pick up threats that are weakened and we can clear them off. Raging Bull is honestly the best move on this Pokemon. It clears screens as you attack, and that comes in very handy, even though they're not that common, but they are very threatening, especially against a team like this that we want to set up and clear the map basically with the Pokemon. with a certain Pokemon, in this case Torterra. Clearing the screens that could prevent that is very important. Then we have Close Combat for overall coverage. I decided to go with Close Combat because we have a Focus Sash, so it's the strongest fighting type move that can clear some threats, and yeah, that's about it for the coverage from Paldean Tauros. Here, that's as much support as Paldean Tauros can actually give, and it was very reliable actually whenever it came in. Then next, I wanted to finish up the Fire Water Grass core, of course, so we needed a fire type. And I wanted a fire type that can have pretty specific things that it can do. So I wanted a fire type that can help the team, help Torterra, and be with Torterra. And to not have another flying type, I decided to go with, or Rotom Heat, because I didn't have a Rotom Heat in the game. I decided to go with Armarouge, because Armarouge is very good actually. This one was the MVP of the live, honestly. And if only you could have heard my my excitement using this Pokemon and everything that was going on, but that's very unfortunate. Aside, we are running Armarouge because it gets Wide Guard and Ally Switch. This Pokemon was thriving thanks to these two moves. Wide Guard protects all your allies from spread moves, right? So it also protects you from Earthquake from Torterra. So basically you could have Armarouge on the field and still be able to be with Torterra thanks to Wide Guard. And then Ally Switch to prevent Pokemon from getting hit. It was always so useful because it complements so well the team. The typings of the team complement so well with each other that Ally Switch was so good because most people were not predicting that to happen, so they would just attack the other slots and with the other Pokemon. So yeah, Armarouge was just the MVP of the live, honestly. Then we have Armor Cannon and Psyshock for coverage. Honestly, with Flash Fire, Armarouge just walls Charizard, right? Mega Charizard Y, so I wanted something to hit it. That's why I went with Psyshock. It does decent damage. It doesn't actually knock him out, but it does decent damage. And Armor Cannon is just the strongest move. We could go easily with Heat Wave, but we already have a lot of spread moves on the team, and Armor Cannon is just a nuke. So if I want to attack something with Armarouge, we want to knock it out, right? So Armor Cannon is there exactly for that. But we have to be careful because it lowers our defenses, right? So that's something that we need to be careful with. We trained it so that we could live a modest max special attack Mystic Water boosted Hyper Voice from Primarina. So that's a very specific thing to live, and very strong move as well. So the fact that he lives that is amazing. Of course we have Wide Guard, but just in case we need to live a hit like that, we have the ability to do that. It also lives 2 Dire Claws from Adamant Max Attack Sneasler, so that is also good. And I invested a lot on special attack, as you can see. That was basically the rest, quote unquote, but this is mostly to knock out King Gambit, max HP King Gambit with Armor Cannon. So yeah, if we get into that situation, we have that. We have a Colbur Berry to live a Sucker Punch or anything that he throws at us. Because he could have been, even though he's not that threatening, he could have been a bit threatening against the remainder of the team. So that's why we have the Colbur Berry and the special attack investment, and Armarouge is so strong naturally that it just benefits a lot from that. And the speed, he is faster by 1 than Mega Clefable, which means we outspeed the same things Mega Clefable outspeeds, but this is just so the speed turns don't get mixed up, basically. And then the next Pokemon we have started noticing a big ghost weakness on the team. We didn't have anything really to deal with that. and I decided to go with the old reliable that we already used. And I always think about this Pokemon whenever we come into this situation, which is Hydreigon. I decided to go with Hydreigon because, honestly, it was the mon that fit the best team. We have Levitate to be immune to the earthquakes, right? So it's another good support for Torterra. We have the dark typing that the team was missing, and we have Tailwind. So honestly, it was literally the best Pokemon for the squad here. We're running Tailwind, Taunt, Snarl, and Protect. I always like to use Snarl, and honestly, I think it was on this team that it really paid off running Snarl instead of other moves, because Snarl is very strong. Honestly, even on Hydreigon not being that strong of a move, it's strong the fact that it lowers special attack. And coming from a stab Hydreigon, it does decent damage, enough damage to KO some Pokemon, or for some other Pokemon to KO other Pokemon. And lowering the special attack, which is not something that you get like naturally with Intimidate, is very powerful. To help out Torterra setup, it's like the best scenario ever, right? But yeah, more bulky, more support Hydreigon. Of course, we have a Chople Berry because I didn't really know what the item should be. I thought of Citrus Berry, but I decided to go with Chople Berry because it helps. There's a lot of fighting type moves going around, right? But the main reason was Sneasler, right? We want to live a close combat from a Sneasler if needed to set up Tailwind, for example. So I figured that was the best case scenario, and that's why I went with that. As you will see, I don't think we ever got close combated by a Sneasler, but we did activate the Chople Berry a lot because of all the fighting moves going around, thanks to King Gambit. But yeah, Tailwind is very important, of course. Taunt to stop Trick Room and stuff like that, so it's a good lead, or other Tailwinds, as you will see. And yeah, just Snarl to annoy the teams and help the other Pokemon thrive. We have enough investment on our defenses, on our special defense, I should say, and HP to live 2 Air Slashes from Modest, Max Special Attack, Mega Charizard. Why? Because that could be a bit threatening. If they do have Air Slash, there's nothing the team really can do about it, especially if they get some flinches, and if it is Modest, we are faster anyways. And it does live a Blizzard from Timid, Max Special Attack, Mega Frostlass. I made sure of that, and honestly, that's amazing. Getting to live that and setting up a Tailwind, for example, is actually amazing. So that was good to know, honestly. That was around the same investment that I had for the Charizard, but that was amazing to know that we could live a Blizzard from Mega Frostlass. And then the Chople Berry again is to live fighting type moves, especially close combat from Sneasler, and we are faster than Jolly, Max Speed, Excadrill. That is just a speed tier that I like to hit with Pokemon that are faster than it, because if we are going faster than Max Speed Rotom, we might as well just cover for Excadrill, right? Just in case we run against a Scarf Excadrill, because even though it isn't the most common mon, it is a very threatening mon. So yeah, we covered for that. And then last but not least, I didn't really know what to add. I definitely wanted something else that could deal a lot of damage in case Torterra wasn't that good, or in case I wanted something else to power through something that Torterra really couldn't, I guess. So something that really that doesn't. I wanted something that doesn't add more weaknesses to the team. I wanted something that could deal a lot of damage. I wanted something that could be strong. And I decided to go with another Mega, which is Mega Kangaskhan. And I decided to go with Mega Kangaskhan because of a lot of reasons. First of all, it gets scrappy before Mega Evolving, so it's immune to Intimidate, which means first turn, it's always going to hit strong, the max damage that it can do. So Scrappy is amazing for that. I also want to Fake Out on a Pokemon, that's why this Pokemon also came up to my mind. And I really didn't know what to add to this Pokemon. There was too much coverage. I really didn't want the coverage. I just wanted some strong hits. So I just went with Last Resort. There's nothing bad with a good fake out Last Resort Pokemon. And Mega Kangaskhan has to be one of the strongest fake out Last Resort Pokemon. So I decided to go with that. And honestly, it was very fun to use this Pokemon. Especially because I don't think a lot of people know that it gets this combo, and you could even run it. And one of the other reasons I decided to go with this before we go forward is that I wanted something that could work without Mega Evolving in case we brought Mega Clefable to the team, or to the game I should say. And Kangaskhan still works because Last Resort is still strong. Fake out with Scrappy hits ghost types that otherwise it wouldn't. And then if we Mega Evolve, we just get stronger and faster. We hit twice with the parental bond. So yeah, it's just strong. This Pokemon is just strong. I just wanted this Pokemon to do damage, and damage it did. Damage it did. Nothing too intricate into its training. I just want to go with max attack and go as fast as I could. We do go adamant, of course, because I really wanted to maximize that damage, and we are just faster than Mega Aerodactyl after a -1. So after an icy win, if we can get that, we are faster than Mega Aerodactyl, so we are faster than anything else. That for Mega Kangaskhan. Regular Kangaskhan cannot outspeed him, unfortunately. Sorry, I almost choked there. But yeah, that is the team, and honestly, I had so much fun. This team is so amazing, actually. The way it combos everything, the way I built and planned the whole team felt so well when I was playing. We always had an out, we always had like a plan and something to go towards. And it was just amazing. I am just very upset that you don't get my like live reaction to the things that happened, because my mic, I don't understand how OBS could not pick up my mic, and I don't understand why I didn't check as well. So both things are unfortunate. I should have checked. I should have listened to my own stream to check, and that is unfortunate. I'm very sorry for that again. That won't happen in the future. I'll make sure. And yeah, that is it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and have fun with the games that we had. Well, I'll be recording over the battles, but yeah, I'll see you in a bit for those. Alright, so I'm actually recording this part after or sorry, I should say the day after the stream, and that's mostly because I wanted a more genuine reaction to the things were happening, and to get a bit of a refresher as we go. And I'm saying that because I had to re-record this again. So I recorded it once, but the audio was all messed up. I don't understand really what happened. But whatever. Now we're here again, and for our first battle, this was actually our third battle of the stream. We lost the first one, and then we won one against the Mega Drampa team, which was actually pretty fun, but I don't think that was... I think these three battles that I'll show you are more of a highlight. So we're going against Rain with Basculegion and Mega Meganium. And honestly, I'm thinking, wow, this is literally one of my nightmare scenarios, because he could have Trick Room, which is a bit hard to stop. I literally have no clue what his lead might be, and that's why I was so hesitant initially. But I immediately thought, okay, why not just start with Torterra and Clefable immediately, and at least try to go for a Shell Smash and do as much damage and chaos that we can with these two Pokemon immediately. Then he leads off with Sneasler and Pelipper. I have Armarouge and Hydreigon in the back, and Armarouge is mostly to deal with Meganium and to help out with Ally Switch and all of that, so, and with Sneasler of course, so that was helpful. And Hydreigon is just good against the Rain team because it really doesn't have much to lose there. Then I see Sneasler and Pelipper and I'm thinking, wow, this is literally the worst case scenario for my Torterra. So I decided to protect it and see what he does immediately first. And I'm thinking, well, I don't really have time to choose another thing, so I think I just Mega Evolve an Icy Wind. Because at least I guess I get something off this turn. And I would consume immediately the... No, I brought Tauros, sorry, instead of Hydreigon. I would consume immediately the White Herb, that way I could then intimidate the Sneasler freely. So yeah, that was the plan. I just protected, Sneasler also protected, which is quite interesting. And then he sets up Tailwind with Pelipper, and that is kind of a bummer. But I thought, well, it's not like Sneasler isn't faster than me anyways, so the scenario doesn't change too much. I guess just with Pelipper, I calculated the damage from this Icy Wind to check what kind of Pelipper this was, and this is offensive Pelipper, at least doesn't have HP. So yeah, I thought, okay, so this is offensive Pelipper, he's going to do a lot of damage. So I have to be careful, and it might have even been Focus Sash, so the Icy Wind was actually pretty decent. Sorry. And here I'm thinking, okay, so what do I do now? And I just go for a Shell Smash and follow me. Because I'm thinking, if I can disrupt enough, I think I might be able to take them out or deal as much damage as I can. He goes for Dire Claw. I don't know into which of our Pokemon, because I went for Follow Me and he follows up with a Hurricane. Does put me to sleep with Dire Claw, but that didn't matter because it does knock me out immediately. And I get the Shell Smash off. And I'm thinking, okay, so unfortunately Clefable is gone, but I do still have quite decent potential here. I get my White Herb, of course, and I'm +2, I'm set up with Torterra. I think I can deal a lot of damage here, but unfortunately I can't click a move to take them both out, so I still have to figure out how I do my positioning here. I can't bring Tauros in because the Intimidate would just get cleared off by the White Herb, and he hasn't burden, and he would haven't burden, and the least speed I can give Sneasler the better, because I won't be able to outspeed it, of course. And yeah, I bring in Armarouge because it's the other Pokemon we brought, right? So I have to think what I can do, and I'm thinking, okay, he'll probably just double target our boy, and I decided to go with, I think it was a Rock Slide, and an Ally Switch here. Because I'm thinking, okay, he'll most likely attack Torterra, right? So I'll put Armarouge in that slot, and Torterra will be good to go, good to knock out some Pokemon. So he goes for Close Combat, which is even better, for two things, because it's resisted by Armarouge and because he gets its White Herb, which is of course why he did that, right? To activate his Burden. But then I do get the Rock Slide thanks to the Icy Wind drop. I'm faster than Pelipper, even in Tailwind. The crit that did not matter. And he is gone, so that was a good KO. Now I get to Earthquake pretty freely, without many worries, I should say. He brings in Basculegion, and I'm thinking, perfect. This is literally perfect because I can get in Tauros without like a real repercussion. Because he already consumed his White Herb, so doesn't matter. Bring in Tauros, get an Intimidate off, and just protect with Torterra here, because I want Torterra to stay safe. And yeah, that's basically the plan here. Basculegion does not knock me out with anything, especially after the drop from Intimidate. So I'm feeling pretty confident in my position with Torterra. And as I bring Tauros, I get in an even better position. I'm thinking, okay, they might just target Armarouge, but clearly they didn't think it was a threat enough, especially after Torterra got set up, because he double attacks into my Torterra as I protect. And Tailwind peters out, which is good for me because he can't get it back up. But Sneasler does have a burden, so he's going to be faster, and I have to be careful. And I still don't know if this Basculegion is Swift Swim or not, of course. And here I'm thinking, okay, I really want Earthquake because it does get them both out. And if they do attack my Tauros, I would rather be able to take a hit or to take some damage from a Pokemon side to side to Aqua Jet. I calced against Sneasler and it does not kill from here, so I would go against Basculegion because this might be Focus Sashed, and I just didn't see that because we did knock out Pelipper immediately, and the Quick Claw activates, and I'm thinking, oh no, don't tell me I'm going to lose because of that. That was going to be so upsetting if he just knocked me out immediately with the Quick Claw Wave Crash. But he goes for Last Respects, which is not stronger than Wave Crash right now. So I was blessed. I was blessed by that, and I get to Earthquake, knock out the Basculegion. Unfortunately, almost knock out Tauros as well. But that's why he has a Focus Sash to live a hit, even if it's our own. But yeah, I'm thinking, okay, Tauros isn't really doing anything here, and they're down to the last two Pokemon. They cannot Fake Out, but I cannot Aqua Jet either. So I'm thinking, okay, I really have no clue what to do here, honestly. If he wants to Trick Room, that'll put me in a better spot because Sneasler is still faster than my Torterra. So I just protect to see what he'll do, because I'd rather try to at least grab a KO or bring Armarouge before doing something like that. I Raging Bull the Sneasler. Sneasler attacks my Torterra, and the Raging Bull does knock him out, which is actually kind of impressive. I was not expecting Tauros to knock him out from there, so that was good. He then Psychics the Tauros, so I'm thinking, okay, no Trick Room now, so I'm in a good position. I have still Armarouge and Torterra set up, and I can just spam Earthquake and Wide Guard to finish off the game, and it's exactly what I do, because I'm thinking even if he knocks out Torterra, I get to finish off the game with Armarouge. And this is still the Wide Guard, of course, protects Armarouge from Earthquake, but it also protects both Pokemon from Hyper Voice, which is what ends up happening this turn. I Earthquake, I do barely 50%, right? Yeah, 51%, and I'm thinking, oh wow, this might not even be a 2-hit KO. It could be dangerous if he does something scary or sets up Trick Room or something like that. It even gets leftovers back, so I'm thinking this could be dangerous, but I will just do the same thing because Armarouge will clean up later. And it seems like there was a low roll at least, because I do knock it out with the next Earthquake, basically. Get to Wide Guard, and I finish off the game. But yeah, this was a pretty solid showcase of how Torterra, of how the team actually works and functions, and it was basically the only showcase of Tauros through the entire stream, because Tauros was not that helpful, honestly, but it's not its fault. I just didn't really have a use for it in most battles. But yeah, let's get right on to the next one. Alright, so on to the next battle. coming off from 3 wins in a row. Basically, I was feeling very confident with this team, and I was having a lot of fun, which makes me even more upset that the audio didn't record, and that I had to re-record this part as well. But yeah, this was the second to last match of the stream, and we fought like, as you see on this team, he has a lot of threats, and I was like, oh my god, this is going to be very hard for me, because he can overwhelm me pretty quickly if things get out of hand. So I was very afraid of the combination of Charizard and Sylveon. It basically just deals with most of my team, especially with Aerodactyl as well. That could be very threatening. So I had to kind of make an executive call, and I decided to just bring Kangaskhan immediately. I'm thinking there's nothing really that I can do, but there's nothing really he can do to stop me as well. With Kangaskhan, I don't even need to Mega Evolve. I can do the scrappy Fake Out into Basculegion if needed. But other than that, it still hits pretty hard, and I need the damage and the bulk from Kangaskhan to actually manage here. I bring Hydreigon to support it, see if we can get a Tailwind off, and some other support from Hydreigon, of course. And then we bring Torterra and Armarouge. I brought those two because I thought, well, Armarouge is actually pretty decent to deal with both Charizard and Sylveon. And then Torterra, I thought, okay, after dealing off with most of the other Pokemon, I can get a pretty free Shell Smash, or at least like an Earthquake just to KO the remaining Pokemon. So that was the thought process there. And he leads off with Basculegion and Aerodactyl. And I'm thinking, okay, this is not too bad of a start for me. I'm still considering if we do Mega Evolve or not, if I fake out the Basculegion or not, but I'm thinking, okay, I need to focus on what's the actual problem here. And the big problem would be Aerodactyl to set up Tailwind, and we definitely don't want to do that. So I just Mega Evolve and fake out the Aerodactyl, and since I'm in a pretty good scenario there, Basculegion is not that threatening, Aerodactyl can't move, I'll just set up a Tailwind and go from there. I get in a much better position and I can adapt more easily to the upcoming turns. And he brings in Sylveon on the Basculegion slot. And I'm thinking, wow, I was blessed. I was blessed in this situation. Because I'm thinking, well, I know what I have, right? Of course he brought in Sylveon because Hydreigon is on the field. But I'm thinking, Kangaskhan will murder this Sylveon, and you won't see it coming. But before thinking that, I was like, okay, I have an interesting scenario here because I did get Tailwind off, the turn went right as I wanted, but how do I stop Tailwind again? Because I do click Last Resort on Sylveon because that was the obvious play. And I was like, okay, he will probably just Tailwind this turn, especially getting a Tailwind one turn separate from the other, the opponent, is always good because you get one turn of Tailwind when they don't have it. So I will just taunt the Aerodactyl because he's probably clicking Tailwind here. And I want to stop that, so I click Taunt on Aerodactyl. Here comes the Last Resort from Mega Kangaskhan, and the Sylveon is dead immediately, and I was so hyped for that because he definitely was not expecting that, and even if he was Focus Sashed, I would have taken him out. And this is basically the best start to a match I could have asked for because it was 2 turns in a row where he did not move with his Pokemon basically. So now I'm thinking, well, he's taunted, he's just a problem for attacks, but I have to target Aerodactyl because this is it's the most threatening Pokemon, and I do miss the Snarl on it. I decided to go for Snarl and Last Resort onto Aerodactyl. I'm not threatened by Garchomp, and I just needed to take out the Aerodactyl, and we get a crit with Last Resort, a very big crit, but To be fair, I did calc the Snarl after that we missed onto him, and it did matter the miss. It also, of course, mattered the crit, but they both cancelled each other out, basically. Goes a Dragon Claw on Hydreigon, he does not knock me out, and I still have all 4 Pokemon, and I'm trying to figure out what is the best course of action. And I'm thinking, okay, the worst case scenario here would be stuck with Mega Kangaskhan against Basculegion, and we don't want that. And also, Basculegion could still be a big threat. He goes for Protect. I still have 1 turn of Tailwind, I'm pretty sure. And I go for Snarl. I want to just deal some damage. I want both of these Pokemon basically to be knocked out. Garchomp avoids the attack there. So Hydreigon needs some glasses. We do get the last resort. I thought I was going to get the KO, but he does have a Citrus Berry, so he does not get knocked out. But that was big damage. That was huge damage from that. He Earthquakes, of course, doesn't affect my Hydreigon. He protected the Basculegion, so that's fine. Bella does take quite a bit of damage, the Hydreigon, and then my Tailwind peters out, and I'm thinking, okay, what is the best course of action here? I think I should just get those 2 safely onto the field, so I would rather just let him knock us out. So I go for a last resort onto Garchomp. Now I'm thinking here, okay, I just take out Garchomp, and I think I can deal with Basculegion later, but I would still like Hydreigon, especially after Garchomp is gone. And since Garchomp is most likely faster, I decided to go with a Protect to save Hydreigon for next turn. And yeah, then we do find out that he is just very slow, because I do outspeed it with Mega Kangaskhan, take him out, and then this is a 4v1 against this Basculegion, which attacked the Hydreigon. So that was very unfortunate. And then he forfeited. So yeah, that was a pretty cool game. Kangaskhan is very fun and strong, and that was the best showcase ever for it. Now let's get to the last match now. Right, so last match here, I look at his team, and comparing to the last one, which had all threats in general, this team had like the perfect counters to all of our Pokemon, basically. So Venusaur, this is Rain, so I'm thinking this is Mega Venusaur. Scizor could also be Mega, and I don't really have anything to knock out both of those Pokemon, especially in the rain, and with the threat of Archaeodon always looming the match, basically. He does also have Basculegion, which is of course also a threat. And here I'm thinking, well, this is like the worst case scenario, and my win streak will end here. So I decided to just, I know I wanted to bring Torterra because I think Torterra could still pull it off in the back. So I know I want to bring that. I know I want to bring Clefable, but I still don't really know what my game plan is, because he could have Tailwind. Those Pokemon are could be faster than ours as well. He doesn't have Trick Room though, so that is kind of a relief. And I decided to just go with Hydreigon because it matches up pretty decently against most of those Pokemon. And we lead it off with Clefable and bring Armarouge and Torterra in the back. Basically, we brought Armarouge mostly to help out with something like Archaeodon, because it still does a good deal of damage with that armor cannon, and to the other Pokemon as well, basically. And if we brought Scizor, we needed one of those moves. He leads off with Venusaur and Incineroar, and this is a sight we'll see a lot in this battle, unfortunately. And I'm immediately thinking, okay, Fake Out is going to go onto my Hydreigon. He knows I probably have Tailwind, or he doesn't want me to attack him. Either way, I don't think Clefable is really a threat to him. and I definitely don't want to take a Sludge Bomb, so I immediately swap out into Armarouge, and I figured then that Clefable is actually a very bad lead on our part, and having to reposition kind of put us on the back foot there. But yeah, Mega Evolves Venusaur, and I protect with Young Boy there, Hydreigon, because he does fake it out. And Venusaur goes for Sludge Bomb on the Clefable slot. Doesn't get the poison, thankfully for us, but still does a lot of damage to Armarouge, which is kind of crazy. Because we have a lot of investment on special defense too. And I decided I definitely need some damage into this Venusaur immediately, but he protects, so I couldn't really do that. I also Snarl because I wanted to weaken it, right? But he protected, so that goes only into Incineroar, which does nothing basically. And he protects Venusaur, and I'm thinking, okay, if he attacked me with the Dark type move, I would have been in a very bad situation with Armarouge because we still really need it. But he just parting shots into Hydreigon, and I'm thinking, okay, that was the best case scenario there for me. Then he brings in Basculegion, and clearly he's very threatened by Armarouge, so he's going to immediately just try to knock it out. That's my seeing of this at least. So I ally switch for Hydreigon to take the hit, and I Snarl because I really need to do some damage to both of these Pokemon. And if I could just weaken the damage from Venusaur as well, that would be good. Wave Crash still does quite a bit, but it's resisted, so I take it pretty decently with Hydreigon. Here comes the Snarl. It gets a crit on Basculegion, which is very unfortunate for him, but it does put us in a bit of a better scenario going forward. Sludge Bombs the Armarouge, that did a lot, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna Psyshock it again, and I'm gonna keep Snarling, because I would love to take out the Basculegion basically. He withdraws Basculegion, and brings in Incineroar. Pretty fair. Gets another Intimidate, even though he doesn't need it, but it does. Reposition him enough to get a fake out next turn. He does protect with Venusaur, and I'm like getting very annoyed at this Venusaur because he keeps protecting, keeps attacking, he doesn't take any damage, and I'm not in a good scenario because this Venusaur is not taking any damage, and my Armarouge is basically gone. So I'm thinking, okay, a fake out is mostly coming. I even checked the priority of ally switch, and it's not enough to avoid a fake out. So I'm thinking, I really have no clue what to do. So I try to Psyshock again Venusaur, and here, actually I'm not sure, I don't remember what I do with Hydreigon. Do I try to Tailwind? Oh no, okay, so this is the turn that I bring Torterra in. And this was very aggressive on my part. I just wanted to do something aggressive to get into a better position. He does fake out the Armarouge. I was thinking he would fake out the Hydreigon, but he faked out the Armarouge, which means I do not get to attack, but now I can Psyshock again. Torterra took a lot of damage, and I'm thinking, ugh, this is not good. And I definitely need to take this boy out of here. I don't know why I brought him in. I protect just to make sure he is safe basically this turn. And he swaps out Incineroar for Pelipper, and he protects the Venusaur, as expected, of course, that he would do. Thank God they reduced the PP of that, right? Because this could have been much worse. But yeah, here I'm thinking, well, I still really need Armarouge. But I would love to get the Psyshock onto the Venusaur after he protected. I think this would be the freest I could ever beat, Psyshock the Venusaur. and I'm just gonna bring back the Hydreigon, basically. I'm not really sure why I even swapped out, to be fair. I think it was just trying to be aggressive to bring Torterra to have a Shell Smash up. He does swap out Venusaur, brings in Basculegion, and that is best case scenario. I was thinking he would bring Incineroar to be, well, to avoid the damage, but I think the Torterra scared him off a bit, and we took out Basculegion from there, basically. Brings in Incineroar. Of course, the threat is Fake Out, and I'm really I'm trying to think like, okay, I either want these Pokemon to live this turn, both of them, or to get knocked out as well, like both of them. So I'm thinking, okay, what will Pelipper do? Does it have Muddy Water? Does it have something like that? But I keep thinking to myself, okay, I think the best case is to just hope they both get knocked out. So I Side Shock the Pelipper just to get some damage, or to try to get some damage. And I tried the Tailwind, but he fakes out the Hydreigon. And I do get some damage onto the Pelipper, but I forget he can also Tailwind. So that's exactly what he does. I don't think I could have really stopped that anyway, but it is the the thing that does stay from here. So I'm thinking, okay, this is still fine because both live this turn. So I have a turn to hope that they both get knocked out, which they should. They really should get knocked out. This would be a good thing for him, and also a good thing for me because I would get in a better position and he would have a 3v2 basically. He throw chops the Armarouge, knocks me out, and I'm hoping and praying that this Pelipper knocks out the Hydreigon, just so I can get both of my Pokemon onto the field and make them shine, basically. Hydreigon does get knocked out, and I'm thinking, okay, they have Tailwind, that could be worse, honestly, but we are in a good scenario right now, still, because I do get to bring them both in. And here's my thinking going into these next turns, basically. I'm thinking they cannot touch me besides Pelipper, so my I'm free to basically Shell Smash this turn, but I'm already thinking that I have to Shell Smash twice. And this is both for damage and for speed, because he does have Tailwind. And I have to go around that somehow in the next couple of turns. Because he could still set up Tailwind if I didn't knock out Pelipper immediately. And I did want to do that. He does go for Parting Shot onto, I don't know who it was onto, but it goes into Clefable, which means it bounces back, and then he Hurricanes, which does do quite a lot to Clefable. And I'm thinking, wow, this Pelipper is strong. So I Shell Smash the first time, White Herb pops up, and I'm thinking, okay, this is good. We are still basically in the same scenario, so I'm going to just Shell Smash again. I'm going to Follow Me yet again and Shell Smash again. And I'm really not afraid of what might happen this turn. Even for Clefable, I'm thinking like, okay, I'm hoping that Clefable at least lives this turn, because I would still love a Follow Me, and I'm starting to think, this is the battle that I'm starting to think like, I wish I had Helping Hand, because I think it would have helped me in some turns, instead of trying to instead of having to Shell Smash again, or instead of doing the instead of having to always rely on Follow Me, basically. So we do get our second Shell Smash off pretty freely. As you can see, he swapped out Pelipper, and Incineroar does the Flare Blitz, but it goes into the Clefable. Doesn't do a lot because it did get -1 thanks to his own parting shot. So I am still in a good scenario, and his Tailwind does peter out, so I am in the perfect scenario. I follow me here because, again, I don't want him attacking the Torterra, and I have a pretty free Earthquake. Or so I thought, because in this turn he swaps out Incineroar into Pelipper, which puts me in a weird position because now I am forced to Rock Slide to get that Pelipper out, because I don't want him to get Tailwind again, and I don't want to take a unnecessary Hurricane, especially if I can knock out the Pelipper immediately. Good news is Clefable is still alive, so I get another follow me here, because I don't want Torterra to be attacked ever, and I am forced, of course, to go for Rock Slide because we need to take out that Pelipper immediately. Basically, we need to take them out, and the damage on Venusaur would be ideal. I take the Sludge Bomb with Clefable, which means I get to then Earthquake and knock both of those other Pokemon out, Incineroar and Venusaur. I'm thinking, okay, this is great. I'm feeling awesome. This is going to be awesome. I Rock Slide, and Venusaur avoids. Venusaur avoids the Rock Slide, which would have done around... well, I don't know the investment of the Venusaur, but I do know that this was +4 Rock Slide, and it would have done at least a lot of damage. And I did calc it after the game and noticed that that Rock Slide miss unfortunately really mattered, because I needed that for this next Earthquake to knock it out. This turn I do just protect because he does have Fake Out, and it makes no sense for me not to protect this turn, basically. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm kind of doomed. I either get a crit on Venusaur or the Sludge Bomb doesn't kill me. And I start calcing everything. I see that Earthquake does around, like +3 Earthquake does around 60% to this Venusaur. So I'm thinking, okay, how much would the Rock Slide do? Then I see that it would do 30%, so I'm thinking, oh, that would have been enough. And then I see Sludge Bomb. If he is no investment, he has a slight chance to knock me out. But if he does have some sort of investment, it's most likely that Torterra does not live. And that's because I'm -1 right now, thanks to the second Shell Smash, of course. Here comes the Earthquake. As you can see, it does 61% to the Venusaur, does knock out the Incineroar, so I'm feeling very a bit annoyed because we did miss that Rock Slide, which was crucial. Honestly, it was literally crucial to the match, and we lost. Of course, we did lost this one. It was basically due to that miss, but I feel like this match was so intense at the end because I did want to keep my win streak and I was not able to, and yeah, that is unfortunate. Going to the outro, ending this video basically, to close out the video, I should say. Normally I know I don't talk during the outro, but this time I have to redo to make the voiceover the thing, so I might as well just do that. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this team was very fun. I had a lot of fun. This was one of the most fun teams I have ever played with, and especially I don't remember having this much fun with a team in a long while. I even commented that with my wife, and I was feeling very happy right before I saw that the stream did not have my audio. So that made me very upset, but I'm still very happy with this. I think this was all a win, basically. This was a very fun team. It was still very fun live. Unfortunately, I did not speak throughout it, so that was very unfortunate. But again, I'll make sure that that doesn't happen anymore. As you can see on screen, we do have the simulate. We ran this team. I always run the teams through the simulator to do the video, just to show how like it would handle most teams, most meta teams. And yeah, as you can see, it has a very poor rating, but I think it doesn't really reflect how well the team actually plays, especially with certain scenarios. So yeah, I don't think it actually reflects it, but it is still a good measure to do with most teams. And I'll make a bigger video about these tools and all of that later on. And yeah, that'll be it. Hopefully you all got to master this season. Hopefully you're having fun with champions as well, and hopefully you enjoyed this video, even with all the chaos around it, basically. But yeah, that'll be it for today. Thank you so much for watching though, and thank you for all of your support. This has been 88%, and I'm out.